Hello traders, welcome to this post-session review. Today is Friday, September 27th, and I wanted to bring in the trade that we took today. Unfortunately, I wasn't too active. I took one trade and then we got into a teaching session on structure zones and how the respective parties defend their zones and who needs to accomplish what. That inspired me to you know, not only expand on that, but also to bring it to you guys. So the focus on Wednesday's live stream is to also speak about zones, support and resistance, supply and demand, and how the footprints on a chart help us understand which areas are going to be defended and which areas are likely to fail. We're going to focus on that a little bit because it is important to the situational awareness and to the efficacy of the patterns and the fundamentals. No matter what's happening in the market, the chart already tells us where those battles are going to be fought ahead of time, and the fundamentals in the charts just add confluence or energy or speed or efficiency into getting to those areas and to and from those areas, but the battles will still be fought on those territories, and I'll expand on that because I think it's important. Nonetheless, had one trade today. It was a winning trade as distraction set in, and it was a $190 point, 38 points, so $190 on the transparency here. $190. The account balance has gone up to 3164, 69, 3164, 69 penny for penny. And we can see that on our equity curve we have made that new structure high that we were anticipating. I know that's a little humorous, but you know, it's nice to see that we made that new structure high, and now we're expecting to continue to push. So hopefully we get an extended new structure high as opposed to a correction here, which will mean we'll take on some losses. We don't want to do that, but as long as we keep making new structure highs, I don't mind the higher lows. And that's it. We're starting to turn that equity curve now around, and hopefully for good, and keep moving it forward. Another testament to, you know, good risk reward, good trading state, good money management, and a good trade plan. That all trade plans, no matter how good they are, go through their period of getting stuck in the mud. All right. Let's get to the trade. As we can see, the market was the market was somewhat sideways. That's one of the trades we took yesterday. The market had made new high from that and then went ahead to make new lows here. And the market tested this area, and then the expectation failed here, making this whole thing one large swing. So as price came down to this area here, and the buyers were trying to hold this area, once that area failed by making a new low here, I felt pretty good about the sellers wanting to push price back down again, and that comes from those territories that I was getting into a discussion with my group about, and more that I will expand on a little later on. Price should never have been allowed to come here, and the price came back up to these highs here. We can see that the sellers this is where they were going to defend that area. So this is where we had the rotation. I even got slipped nasty on the rotation because it was a surge of energy there. Let me bring it in here so you guys can see that as you can see, as soon as the candle closed, I pulled the trigger, but this is where I got filled, and my expectation on that was for price to come all the way down here. Now I managed to trade more aggressively because on those zones the buyers have been pretty serious about defending these areas down here, and I felt confident that the buyers may want to do that. So I tightened up there, and I ended up getting taken out by a couple of points, but as you can see, price did go on to continue and make that new low. Now on the trail of the 127, I would have still only made about 8 to 10 points better, so it wasn't that big a deal. But just to show you that usually when you break rules, you shouldn't get rewarded, and in here I didn't. Yes, I took the 38 points, but I could have had a little more. And that's the lesson to be learned here, is that we shouldn't break our rules. Nonetheless, it worked out in favor. We took a good profit, and we made that new structure high in the equity curve. Still no justification for breaking the rules, and next week I will try to hold myself to a higher standard when it comes to my trading and my decision making. That's about it, guys. Just a short one, only one trade, but just I'm going to be working on those 3 pillars individually. I'm also going to be working on the video of the patterns, and I'm also going to be working on those zones. I'm going to talk a lot about that in the live stream. We have 3 hours to cover that, so that makes it a really valuable live stream next week. So I hope to see all of you there. All right, well, thank you very much, and that's about it.